The Bamboo Project Podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project Podcast. My name is Donovan Gray, the future $10 billion man. On the way there to 10 billion, I decided I'm going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting the journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is Donovan Gray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. I like to start off by giving a shout out to all of the people rocking with us and supporting the channel. We really appreciate you. We are currently streaming on all major streaming platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, you name it, we on it. And if we not on it, we about to be on it. For everyone listening to this podcast and not watching it, you can find us on YouTube at The Bamboo Project. We have over 400 videos on our channel. You want to learn real estate? We got that. You want cooking tutorials inspired by Dr.Sebi? We got that. Travel and lifestyle vlogs? Got it. You want makeup and hair growth tutorials? Got it. Basketball? Got it. It's everything us. All the parts of the journey that don't make it to YouTube will probably be on our story. You can find me on Instagram at Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and my phenomenal, beautiful, fine ass, amazing girlfriend, Anita Byrne, ANETABURN. The Bamboo Project is about turning your life into a living by making money off the things you already do every day. We made different playlists for all the things that we're into, and you can find all of those links in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 2, page 93 of the story. Okay, so we got 4 different segments. We got the life update, episode playback, Donovan's questions, and the topic of the day. All video and audio timestamps will be in the description box below. Today's date is December 28th, and it is currently 6:14 p.m. All right. So for y'all who are new, well, actually, for those who have been here, y'all know what comes first before life update. All right. And then for those who are new, life update starts with the screen time. Yay! Woo! I know y'all love screen time. All right. So pretty much, the screen time is when myself and my woman, we will go over our stats for screen time last week, which is pretty much how often we were on our phone, what we used what app we used the most on our phones, because we kind of want to keep an idea of it so we can kind of cut back. You know, you don't really want to use your phone too much. So if you don't check how much you use your phone, then you'll never know how if you're using it too much. All right. So my last week, okay, for last week, my average for the week each day was 8 hours and 51 minutes. I'm going up every day, and that's not the Bamboo Project way. That's not supposed to be how it should be going down. So for me, the most used day was, so Wednesday was my most used day for 11 hours and 26 minutes. I spent 3 hours and 5 minutes playing Uno. Shout out to y'all. If you have Uno, hit me up. We could, link up on that. Listen, I'm an Uno dude. I've been playing Uno since I was a child. Okay, I got certificates. I got plaques for Uno. YouTube for 1 hour and 38 minutes, and then Waze for 1 hour. Those are my top 3 apps. Actually, that's just for Wednesday. For the whole week, it was YouTube for 13 hours and 22 minutes, and then it was Uno for 8 hours and 49 minutes, which I think is good. I think Uno has knocked out Instagram as one of my top used apps, which again is great because I'd rather be playing Uno than being abused by the toxic relationship that we have with social media. So I enjoy Uno. It's fun. It's a good game. Safari's number 3. Now, the average amount of times I picked up my phone every single day is 91 times, which went down from the week before. So that's good. It went down from 107 to 91. Okay. And my first used app after pickup is the mail app, which is 125 times. So, now that I'm a CEO, we business people now, I got to check my mail more often. You feel me? Okay. So now for my beautiful, phenomenal, fine, look at her. She wearing like a lot of nude colors right now. She looking like a snack. She got the brown, the tan, and joint on, but her hair and the thing.
Per last week, my average was 6 hours and 14 minutes. My most used app was TikTok, 8 hours, then Instagram for 5, then Google Maps for 4. And let's see. Pickups, 118 is the average. My most pickups was on Monday. I had 186. And Instagram was the first used app after my pickup.
So first on the agenda for today and life update is obviously what happened over the last week. Now, this is something that I was kind of battling with over the last 2 weeks, right? I would say that this is probably, it's not really true, but the first time really hiring somebody, right? Like, we've done interviews, we've kind of done freelance work of hiring people out for contract type work, but this is like the first time actually week by week having somebody do something for us, right? So there's a lot that goes into this, you know, as far as just managing people, you know, talking to people, you know, they're still humans at the end of the day. They go through things come up, and learning how to manage that is something that I'm working on now, right? So in the last week of the podcast, I had said that the virtual assistant that we hired got hit by the typhoon in the Philippines. That happened last week, right? And I actually kind of want to bring this up during the last 2 weeks, but I kind of forgot to bring it up because it's more of an introspective thought I had. And I think that's always the best kind of content. It's just how I look at things, because it's going to be the most genuine type of content, because it's what I think about something. The virtual assistant is in the Philippines, right? And for different reasons, well, before the typhoon or while it was about to come or start, they were losing electricity, right? They were going through like a lot of power outages and things like that. And he wasn't able to make calls for cold calling, right? So as a young CEO, right, you hear about all the things on the news. You want to be as accommodating as possible. You want to be understanding of things that come up. However, I don't have any money. Like, I'm not rich. We're struggling. Y'all see the podcast. You know that we really not doing, like, we still trying to get out. We still, you know, fighting for our life right now. So it's not, I can't just be giving money away. So when the VA or virtual assistant said to me that he was late because he went to a funeral for his uncle that passed away from the typhoon, it was kind of like, to me, I'm still paying for that time, right? And now I have to think about, like, okay, do I decide, like, yeah, I don't really care about that because you're supposed to be here at X amount of time, right? Or do I take that loss on time and on money being spent, right? And this is something that, you know, kind of came up a couple of times, because the whole typhoon thing, I'm like, maybe I could fire him. When it comes to training, I'm like, yo, there's certain times I listen to the phone call. I'm just like, yo, you're not getting it. Like, you don't get the nuance of conversation. And I can't really teach that in the amount of time that we need to get a deal done. So I would need a couple months to probably teach him that. And it makes me think, like, okay, should I just fire this person? Like, it's like, nah, bro, you done. So that's kind of been an intrinsic battle I'm having recently, is how to operate in the space of hiring someone. Because I want to, if I had the money, I would definitely be able to be more lenient, but we don't. And we're in a very tight position right now. So I'm naturally a giving person, so I haven't actually fired him. I haven't done anything where, like, cut his doctor's hours or anything like that. But I think about it, because I keep thinking, am I running this like a business, or am I running it like a person? And I can't really say for sure which one thrives more, but I do know from a numerical standpoint, if you are not making a certain amount of calls and I'm paying for it, I'm losing money. There's no return on that. And we don't have money to lose. So that's something I've been kind of battling with. So he also then asked me to take off Christmas Eve, and I was like, yeah, sure, fine. Trying to be accommodating, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not at the point in my life where I can do that. And until then, I might have to be a lot more subjectively cruel. I'll use that phrase, right? Because it's something that needs to be done, and I don't know if it's something I think needs to be done. I don't know if it has to be done. But with all that being said, right? Like I said, he's gotten better from our first 2 or 3 weeks. But it's the nuance. He's the type of person that will read a script. If anybody knows that does any type of cold calling or anything like that, you get a phone call from somebody, you will hear them reading the script. Like you're talking to them and they're just reciting the words and they're not really hearing you. That's something that I've been trying to work on with him. At this time, I am definitely going to have to let him go. Gonna definitely have to let him go for a couple of reasons, right? One of the reasons is that he's not producing what we need, right? He's not able to call as much for different reasons, such as the typhoon, his electricity going out, his father passing, the holidays. Those are a lot of different things. And the price. Right now, I'm paying him like $400 a week. It's like $10 an hour for an inexperienced person to cold call. And I'm like, this is not hitting. So shout out to Melissa, who's in New Jersey. Okay. Not in Pittsburgh. Listen, you the GOAT. So we're gonna have her on the podcast one of these days. When I'm not sure exactly which day, but she was watching the YouTube videos last year, right? At that point, I think it was probably like maybe September, October, something like that, and she never wholesaled. I think she was just learning about wholesaling at the time. And from that time to now, right? We both started at the same time. I'm assuming both had no deals, right? She was learning, we were learning, we were posting it on YouTube. She was watching our videos, watching other people's videos, trying to take as much information she can get about how to get her first deal. From then to now, she has 7 deals, right? Like she has done 7 wholesale deals, right? Now that's, to me, that's so crazy because she and I and Melissa more or less started at the same time, and she ended up closing on 7 different deals in Jersey. So I said, to me, that's crazy. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because for 2 reasons, actually. One reason is who she uses, right? She uses a company. I'm not gonna say them yet because we're gonna have them on the podcast. I'm gonna hold it out until we have them on the podcast. I talked to the owner of the company, and she said that she wouldn't mind coming on the podcast. I'm like, oh, that's dope. So we're gonna do an interview with her on the podcast. But right, here's the thing. The person, they have like a cold calling company where they more or less outsource people from the Philippines, and she's trained people to cold call, right? I don't want to get too much into the story because I kind of want her to explain it when she comes on. But the price that she has is a full-time experienced cold caller in real estate. I think part-time is like $160 a week for part-time. Let's say it's 30, let's say like 20 hours, something like that. Full-time is $240 for a full-time person. $240 for a full-time experienced trained person in real estate who probably, from what I've heard and been told, their accent is not very strong. Calling over here, an accent can turn somebody off if you're doing real estate or any type of cold calling, right? So all of these things are pluses, and I'm paying less. So how can I justify paying somebody else who's inexperienced, especially in real estate? I'm paying them $400 to sometimes be able to show up for different reasons, whether it be electricity, parents passing away, whatever the case might be. We're not producing a lot of leads. We're getting leads, but not a lot. They are guaranteeing every single day every single day there will be at least one lead every day, right? And I'm like, okay, this is who Melissa uses. Not my final girlfriend, but Melissa from funny I have the same name. I think that's kind of coincidental. Melissa from Jersey. So they said one deal a day minimum, one lead a day minimum with one full-time person. So I hired 2. So I have 2 full-time people, which means that is 2 leads every single day, that people that want to sell a property. Melissa said that she uses them and she already got 7 deals. So if she got 7 deals, I think she has another 4 under contract right now. I'm like, okay, she recommended them. I'm going to use them. I talked to the owner. I vibe with her. She seems cool. I've actually kind of talked to the one of the VAs, I think, today. They seem great. Accent is cool. They were funny. They were able to hold a conversation. So it was like a regular convo. I'm like, I like this. Now, with all that being said, I didn't see this until right before we started the podcast, but they actually texted me on WhatsApp. I hate WhatsApp. I'm going to get into that later. But I got a text on WhatsApp. I don't use WhatsApp until today. But I got a text on WhatsApp, right? This is day 1. This is day 1. Like, honestly, I sent them the leads last night. And they would have been able to do it yesterday, but I wasn't, I think I hit them kind of late or something like that. So today is their first day. So on the first day so far, they already have 1 lead that said they want to sell their property. So I'm gonna have to run the comps. Now, I didn't even tell you this, Melissa. I didn't tell you this. I didn't tell you the game. I didn't tell you the game that they suggested. They told me the game. They ran the play for me. They said, are you an investor or are you a realtor? Right? And I'm like, actually, I said, actually, now that you mention it, I'm actually both. Now I'm like, I do both. He said, oh, so if somebody calls and said they want to sell a property, but they want the market value for it, would you represent them? And I'm like, I never thought about that.
Oh, so they want to work with you as a realtor.
Because I'm like, if it's off market and they want to and have a price for it, I can represent them, try and get them that $2 million, because it's not going to be the price that we want it for.
What?
You get what I'm saying? I didn't think about that. I never thought about that. He was like, yeah, you could do. He told me this. The cold caller told me this. I think it's a cold. I don't know if it's an assistant or cold caller. Told me this. I was like, I'm double dipping. I was like, wait. I'm like, so if I call somebody and go, yeah, we want 1.8 for it. And I'm like, an investor won't buy that. But a retail buyer would. I'm like, okay. This might have to look into that.
So you gonna lean into your realtor?
I mean, listen, if they giving me leads, I'll do what I have to do. You feel me? I gotta just switch that license over to New York real quick. But yeah, once we get that situated, then we can do that. But I just think that's crazy. 'Cause I'm like, that means that when they want to sell, I can still make money off of that.
Honestly, like, how do you feel about just pulling lists in Georgia and then having your license go straight to there?
When? Right now?
Yeah.
How would I do that?
Because I feel like the time is coming closer.
But then what I'm gonna do if they say they want to? How I'm gonna do that? Like how much? Like yeah, like who gonna go see the property? Am I gonna represent the person?
Oh, you would still have to see them in person and stuff.
Sometimes. I mean, I could sell it from over here, but I'm like, that's gonna be.
Right. I mean, I just feel like I feel like 2 months.
3 months.
It's not. We're about to be in June.
Facts.
I'm like, it's just like technically it's 8 weeks. So
I mean, listen, a deal you could get a deal closed in a month, and honestly,
sure,
I could pass I say, listen, I can't. I'm leaving. I had to move for an emergency. I have to have somebody else take up your contract. Pass it on to somebody else.
Right. Do you get what I'm saying though?
I get what you're saying. I thought about as I was saying it to you, because I'm like, I don't think every deal closes in like 30 days or a week.
Right.
So it's like I wouldn't be here and they still be closing it. But my whole thing was I didn't think about that option as me representing them, because if in some situation or some crazy instance that happens where they're like, yeah, you represent me, and then I put on the market, because here's the thing too, their numbers don't work for me as an investor.
Right.
But they may be low enough for like the market.
Right.
And I could probably get them lower than that for the market. Because I'm like, for me, the house costs $2 million. I need that $900,000.
Right.
They may come down to 1.6 or 1.5. And it's like, okay, that
regular person that wants to live there
would pay 1.5 for it.
That's what I'm saying that that's what I'm saying that it might be. I don't know how long the process is.
Facts.
So for you to try and start the process to get it put in for New York, it's probably going by the time.
Oh, I was gonna switch it anyways. That was the whole plan. Switch it twice.
But I think that for where we are right now, and you haven't started the process yet, and we don't know how long it takes. I feel like it's probably would just be beneficial just do the process for Georgia and get to Georgia with it already processed.
This is the reason why I think it'd be better to switch it here, because it's still 2 months. It's still all of January and all of February minimum.
Like I said, I mean, sure.
So that's my whole thing is like minimum is still 2 months.
Because I personally think it would be better. I would prefer to get to Georgia and not have no hiccups, because that's where we'll be at.
But what hiccups for? What kind of hiccups?
Like it's gonna. Like, let's say we have to wait 2 months for it to process in Georgia. That's 2 months of you not being able to do that, and you still be able to do it from New York because you're not there.
Yeah, that is. I mean, we'll look into that. My thing would still, I can still be an investor and buy, and like I just want to represent nobody.
Right, but I'm saying that you would have the option to represent people in Georgia.
Oh, if I switch now?
Yeah.
I guess, but then the other issue is this: I don't have access to the MLS here, and that's one reason why I went to get my license, so I can run comps on properties here.
So would you still be focused on running numbers and stuff for here, even though you live in Georgia?
No, but we're still going to be here for 2 months. Are you like erasing the next 2 months out of working? Like we still have to grind for 2 months of living here.
Right. I completely understand.
So if I get if I'm getting two, let's say according to them, I'm gonna get 2 leads a day.
Okay.
Right. In 2 weeks, that's 10 to 12 leads at minimum.
What is the current status of your realtor license?
Active. I don't have MLS access, but it's active.
So when are you planning on switching it?
You said when am I? That's be talking about. I'm going to. I don't have when am I?
That's what I'm saying, because you're saying that we got 2 months. If you ain't started yet, ain't full 2 months. That's the way that I'm looking at it.
Okay.
So instead of me trying to, that's how I see it. Instead of me trying to squeeze New York in here, I'm gonna just prep for Georgia. That's just how I see it.
But it's 2 months. It's a long time.
You say that.
But it is.
Is it though?
Yes. If I'm getting a minimum of 2 leads a day, that's like 60 leads.
But that's the thing. If you're already getting those 2 leads a day, and you're not using your license, your realtor license, in that capacity, do you really still need it for here?
What do you mean in that capacity? I'm talking about running comps on the MLS.
Right.
I don't have access to the MLS until I switch my license to here.
Exactly.
Okay. So what are you saying? I cannot run comps on properties that I'm looking at. I'm getting properties every single day.
Right.
I can't run the comps as accurately as if I have MLS access.
Right. So you would use the MLS access for those 2 months.
Yes.
That we're here.
Yes. And then when we're about to leave, I'll switch it to Georgia. Yes. For somebody that likes to be squeezing things in before the last minute, you seem like you are very adverse to this idea. Not saying that I prefer that you do that.
I think the most effective, efficient.
You know what I know what it is. This is what I learned as a man. Okay, that's what I learned. That logic only applies to you. If I'm gonna do that, you uncomfortable. If I'm like, you know what we should do? We should rush this real quick. Wait for the last minute to do it. You like, I don't want to do that. But if you doing it, I feel like you like.
Like what?
Unless you leave the house with 5 minutes to the train every day and run down the hallway to the elevator, run down the block, run up the stairs every day. Every time you go outside, you do that. Every time. Every single, not one time have you ever left the house with 20 minutes early to walk down the block. Never. You're like, the train leaves at 12:45. I'm going to leave the house at 12:38 and I'm going to try and run to the train. Every time.
Right. And that does not go well for me. Sometimes
But you still do it.
Sometimes
But you do it all the time.
I be out of breath if I do catch the train. It's not like, it would be great. I would love to.
Right. But
but I'm not set up like that.
But my point is that when I think about doing it, you're like, I don't know, that's a good idea, Donovan. I don't think you should do that. I'd be like, babe, you're running kind of late. I'm gonna catch it. Don't worry. I'm like, all I'm saying is,
completely right.
That's all I'm saying.
And honestly, now that I think about it, we can ask Ebony.
Bruh, that's what I'm saying. Look at that. I mean, there's a lot of solutions. I'm just saying that I never thought about the option of possibly being a realtor for these deals that I'm calling on. That never crossed my mind. So yeah, so like I said, shout out to Melissa again. Me, Melissa, and then Melissa, we all gonna go to see the property in Philadelphia that we bought and being flipped. She wanted to see it, so we're like, yeah, sure, we'll go out there and check it out. Now, as far as the Philadelphia update, right here y'all go, because Christmas, in my opinion, it was great. Right, here's why Christmas was great to me. Christmas was great to me because I enjoyed Christmas because it felt like Christmas to me. Like in my stomach, in my heart, I felt Christmassy. Right, there was no tree in the house. There was no matching pajamas. There was no lights and presents or nothing. Melissa and I did exactly what we wanted to do for Christmas. We stayed in the house. We watched One Piece all day. We didn't do no work at all for Christmas. We ordered Papa John's pizza we haven't had in a minute. And we just vibed out and we just watched and argued about One Piece for the whole day. We just, no, I can't believe, how would you? And now what if he just watched One Piece? We watched it from like 8 in the morning to like 11 at night. Just watch One Piece and just chill in the house at 8 and just chill. And to me, as a kid, that's what I always wanted. I always wanted to have a girl I can just chill out, buy some pizza with, and actively watch anime or cartoon, probably anime. That's what I wanted. So it was great for me. So as we are sitting down watching anime, right? No, we didn't buy breakfast. As we are sitting down and watching anime, I get a text from the contractor, right? And in the text, he says, the windows are coming in early. You know how early? Early enough that they're already here. The windows came in 3 days, I believe, before Christmas, which was Wednesday. Okay? They were not scheduled to come in until mid to late January. All right? That was the plan. Mid to late January. So, for y'all who don't know, because y'all probably knew, and those who've been here for a while, I'm gonna just go over this again. The project has kind of been delayed because we did not have the windows. The whole supply chain issue, I'm assuming, has something to do with it. People are saying that, things are not coming on time. Things are coming late. So we have the mechanics. I think that's what they're called. I don't know what the actual terms are, right? But the system that pumps heat through the house, right? And the same one for the air conditioning, right? The machines that actually do that were not put into the house. We paid for them, but they weren't put into the house because there were no windows. If y'all been here for a while, y'all know like 2 months ago, somebody broke into the house that we bought in Philadelphia to invest, turn to an Airbnb. They stole the water heater, right? It was the old one, so you weren't using it, but after that, everybody's kind of hesitant now about putting any new stuff into the house. So now that the windows are here, we have a layer of security to stop people from breaking into the house. Before it was just like some plywood or something like that. It wasn't very secure. Now that we have these actual windows, we have some more security. So he can put those systems into the house. Now, the reason why this is actually really, really good is because once he does that, he's going to have an inspection. Once he has the inspection, we can have the lender send out their inspector to the house. Once they do that, we get more money. They send us money for the draw. When they send us money for the draw or the construction renovation cost, we can take that money and we can give it to the lender. Not the lender, excuse me. We can take that money and we can give it to the contractor to do more work. The next thing on the list is insulation and drywall. So what that means is y'all will finally finally be able to see the house with walls. It'll look like a house. Like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, we're gonna be walking around like, yo, this shit is really a house. Like, when we first got here, it was like there was roaches on top of the kitchen table. There was holes in the ceiling. There was like water damage. It was just crazy. We have a video on the channel. We walked in there like, ooh, it's rough in here. Like, okay, all right, it's a little tough, but all right, we're gonna thug it out. And it's gonna turn from that into like fresh painted drywall insulation with the nice updated stairs with the central AC. Ooh, I'm telling you, I'm excited. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm excited. So, that was news that I got on Christmas while we were sitting down watching anime, like eating pizza, just not doing no work, right? Nothing, chilling. So, like I said, I am super excited for that. Like, I am ecstatic to see how that goes, and definitely we're gonna vlog it out. We did a couple videos over this week we have planned. My goal is to try and get out 3 videos before the end of the year. By the time this video comes out, it'll probably be Saturday. It'll probably be Saturday because I'm planning on dropping 3 videos this week, 2 YouTube related videos and then one about our tour update. We want to end the year off right. We had the old tour videos going up, doing crazy. We are currently at 1,500 subscribers. 1,000. Let me get the exact number for you because we're probably going up all year. You know the vibes. Let me check it out for y'all. We are at 1,510 subscribers on the channel. Okay. And this is on Tuesday. So by the time this video comes out, we're going to be at even more than that. We might be at damn near 1,550 by that time. So let's see what we got here. Analytics. What's I looking at? Oh, we have in the last 2 days, we got 1,018 views. Y'all probably don't know if that's a lot or not, but it's a lot for us. It's a small channel. Like, that's a lot. So that's dope. And yeah, man, I'm telling y'all, we doing all right. So, listen, I'm excited for that. So those videos are coming out, and we recorded that on Friday, and then we recorded 2 on Friday. We're gonna record one again tomorrow. Yeah, so like I said, we got some things coming. We're trying to make this month the best month that we've had on YouTube so far. We've hit every single number. We've hit the money. We made the most in December. In terms of subscribers, we had the most in December. Comments, the most we had in December. Watch hours, the most. Maybe watch hours, I don't know, I gotta check. But the only thing we're missing right now is views. We need another like 800 views before the end of the year to like surpass like our best month. And our best month came from the Jerry Norton video. So shout out to us for being able to surpass the Jerry Norton video. We didn't surpass it in subscribers yet, but the way this tour video is going, it's going up all year. Yeah, no, this is the last podcast of the year. Okay, guys. So I'm dropping those now. 2 more things I want to talk about before 2. Yeah, 2. 3. Bro, first of all, this is related to the cold calling thing, right? They want me to download WhatsApp, and I really don't like WhatsApp. Everybody always asks me, yeah, WhatsApp, to use WhatsApp. I'm like, nah, bro. You got all these different places to talk, and you want to go on WhatsApp? You got Instagram Messenger, you can call me, you can text me, you got email, you got YouTube, you got all these things you can do, and you want me to go on WhatsApp? Like, bro, I don't want to go on there. So I haven't been on there. But now, since I've been talking to the cold caller in the Philippines, they say, hey, you want to get on WhatsApp? And I'm like, I really don't want to. Like, I don't like Facebook. I deactivated my Facebook. I only use it if I'm going to go on. Honestly, maybe if I snoop on something, maybe. And that's been a minute, so I haven't really done that. But as soon as I'm off of it, I deactivate it immediately. So I don't even like that. But the reason I'm bringing this up is this. It dawned on me about how older people feel. I'm starting to kind of feel like them, because I don't have a legitimate reason for not using WhatsApp. It's more so like, listen, I have figured out, the most comfortable way of living for me. without WhatsApp. There's no reason for me to use. Nobody I talk to is on it in terms of having to speak to me. I have Instagram. I don't really want to use it based off of the fact that it's tied to Facebook, and I don't really fuck with Facebook like that. My life is good without it. And that's when it hit me like, oh, that's how old people feel. Like, oh, I don't ever plan to really use WhatsApp like that, right? Because I've already built habits that kind of have my life set to where I'm good without using it. And then adding WhatsApp to it just kind of builds on top of, it's adding more habits to what I'm already doing. I don't want to have to think about WhatsApp. I don't like Facebook. I know I use Instagram already. It doesn't make any sense. I just really don't want to use WhatsApp. I feel like an old person. I'm like, I just don't. It's new. It's new to me. I don't want to use it. I just don't want to use it. I don't want to touch it. It's gross. Leave me alone with it. That's just how I feel personally about WhatsApp. Melissa and I are laying down. We're watching anime. No, he's watching Insecure. But he's watching Insecure. And my phone rang, right? Like, not my regular phone, my second phone. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange. But it rang and it was a FaceTime, which is even stranger. Now, if I want to double up on the strangeness, it was a group FaceTime call. Now, if I want to quadruple the strangeness, there were 15 people on this group FaceTime call on my business phone. I'm like, who is group FaceTiming me with 15 numbers I don't have in my phone at 9 o'clock at night? I'm like, what is happening? But y'all know me. I'm adventurous. I like the new things, So I'm like, you know what? That's not the new thing. I like the fun and spontaneous things. I'm like, you know what? Let me see what they talking about, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Let me humor myself. So I opened it. Just see what's going on, right? Mad numbers, mad circles, mad bubbles. People talking to each other, making noises and stuff. So I'm kind of just sitting there looking to see what's going on, see what the convo is about. Ain't nobody really talking like that, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. It ain't no problem to me. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna listen to it. So as I'm sitting there, one person's like, oh snap, somebody's here. Like, they see my face, because most people that were in it just had like their numbers, a circle or whatever. So we start talking. They start asking me questions and whatnot, right? Now, I don't know specifically how we got to this conversation, right? But it came down to the fact, I know what it was. I asked if they had seen that video that Melissa just shown me about the girl who said she gives her man all of her money and he pays the bills, right? Her money gets deposited into his account and he pays the bills. Now, they asked him about that, right? Now, one of them girls said she saw it. The other ones were kind of like, oh, that's crazy. Oh my God, why would you do that? I would never do that. So a lot of y'all never had a conversation with me, right? Some of y'all have, some of y'all have not. So anybody that has had a conversation with me in person, right, usually will probably go something like this, right? I will make a statement that sounds ridiculous, like so far gone that you're like, there's no way that you think like this, Donovan. I don't believe you think like this. What you're saying is crazy. Nobody should do that. You're insane, right? And then it normally goes like this. I explain my logic behind it, right? That's step 2. And then step 3 is normally like, okay, yeah, I mean, okay, all right. So, okay, I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but don't you think that, or I agree with what you're saying, but why do people have to, or I agree with what you're saying, but that's not fair, right? Something along those lines. And once I hear that, I'm like, okay, we are on the same page already. The problem is that whatever you've been told for your entire life has been wrong, right? And you going off of that. It don't make sense. It don't make sense when you think about it, but it makes sense on the surface level of it. So in that convo, one of the things I said, which I probably said on here before, okay, is this. Women should approach their relationship with their man as such. It is not 50-50. It should never be 50-50. You shouldn't even think it should be 50-50. Forget all of this. I'm independent. I'm a strong woman. Because here's the thing, right? And here's what I'm going to get y'all who think that it should be 50-50. Do you really want to be a strong woman? Do you want to have to carry the burden of all the stress of the relationship on your shoulders? Is that what you want? Or would you rather your man be able to handle that? How many women gonna be like, no, I want the stress. Give me the stress. I don't want my man to have to. Most women, the majority of women listening, are gonna say, I would rather my man handle that. And if I need to ask him to pay the bill, or I'm gonna ask him for, in this situation, the girl said an allowance, which is what everybody got stuck up on, is the fact that he also said that, she said this actually, that he gives her $100 allowance from the money that she makes at work and deposits into his account. And then she said in the same video, yeah, if I want more, he'll give it to me, but other than that, he pays the bills and so on and so forth. So, and now another thing too, I think about it, right? I feel like everybody, this is to you, babe. I feel like everybody thinks that they make a lot of money.
Who?
That couple.
What you mean?
Like, I feel like people assume, maybe just me, that they were a well-off couple. Mm-hmm. They could have been living on $45,000 a year.
Why are you saying that?
Because what if $100 a week is all they can afford to spend? Like, all she can afford to buy regular stuff is $100 a week.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Or like I was saying to you before too, they could have a goal that they're working towards that they're saving money for.
Sure, but my thing is, when you was working at Starbucks,
right?
If I say you can spend $100 a week on whatever you want, is that a lot? That's a good amount of money.
Sure.
Like, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Cause I think in our mind we're like, oh, she's making X amount of dollars a month, and you only get $100 a week.
Yeah, if I make $400 a week and I only get $100 of it to spend, that's not really a lot.
That's a fourth of your check you get to spend.
But I can spend my whole check.
But all your bills is paid.
From the check that I made.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like, I don't think it's a big difference from what she would have spent either.
I think if you're making $10,000 a month and your man's giving you $100 a week,
that sounds kind of crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But I think that people are looking at it from the perspective of they have a lot of money coming in and she's only getting a little piece of it. What if he's giving her a fourth of the check or a fifth of the check every week to spend on whatever she's supposed to spend it on?
Listen, I think that if that's the agreement that they have and she's okay with it, it shouldn't be a problem either way.
Sure, that's true. But that's a different conversation. I'm just thinking more so the perspective. I looked at it as like they probably have enough. It seemed to me that he was not giving her enough money to spend on what she wants to spend it on. That's what the $100 kind of came across to other people. Like, oh, you only get $100? That's nothing.
But she spends. I think that's how people feel when they hear it. But I also think that it's like, if you just say a sentence like that with no context, but then you explain later that, oh, well, the rest of the check, like you said, go to the bills and the car note, and we doing investments, which they did say, but they didn't go down and break it into how much goes into what category. So I think if they were to break it down, everybody would be like, oh, okay, that makes sense, or oh, okay, I guess I understand, or oh, okay, damn, it's kind of a lot when you think of it. Like, and she also said if she wanted to get something, she could get it. Right. So it's just, I think that a lot of people have not been in a situation in which they're dating someone or living in such close quarters with someone and also not having a parent to pay for things to understand that is not a crazy thing. Yeah. Like, you guys are going to have to, if I'm living with you, we're going to have to come up with some type of money scenario. Yeah. Because you should not be blowing through your paycheck 100% every time you get it.
And we have goals as a unit.
Yes, as a unit.
So if we have goals as a unit to go traveling somewhere, you can't spend the way you want to spend because we both are trying to do something together. Whether you make more money or don't make more money, whatever the case might be, you can't spend the way you want to spend. Now, What happened?
I was thinking too. I had a friend that asked me how we split the YouTube money.
Recently? Yeah. Oh, okay. Huh.
Right. Right. Like, I thought it was funny because I never even thought about splitting that. Like, to divide it into like half.
So this is 50, this is mine. 50% of this, put it in my account. And you had the other 50%.
So I just think it's an interesting question. And I think it's similar to that $100 allowance thing.
It's one of the reasons I'm bringing this up again. In terms of the 100-0 thing. I'm just going to go through it again for the new people. The woman should approach the situation and the relationship as 100-0. Every woman that I've ever said this to says, oh my God, but what happens if he leads me off a cliff? What if he tells me I don't want to lose all my money, right? That's what they all say. Every woman I've ever talked to or said this to has said the same thing. My question to them, or my statement, is usually this. Have you ever given a dude 100-0? Well, I haven't done it, but that's because I know somebody. And it's like, who do you know? Well, I saw this one time and there was this girl. So I'm like, okay, so you have one person you could think about that what, and this is hypothetically if they even do, because they usually don't. You have one person that you can think about that gave their man 100% of the responsibility. They gave him 100% of the leadership role, and the man led them off a cliff. Not literally, but figuratively. Their life is in shambles. She's broke. They homeless. How often do you see that? I can't say I see that. You know what I do see? I do see women saying, well, it should be 80-20 or 70-30. I just feel like, why you have to lead all the time? That's not fair. I should be able to lead too. And then I always say this. Do you want to? You don't really want to. And here's how I know you don't, right? At the core, this is what I said on the phone to those, it was 3 girls and a gay dude on the phone. And what I said was, if you had to choose, right? You lead your man all of the time, or he leads you all of the time. He is in charge. He gets the final decision every time, right? All the decisions are on him to make. Would you rather want that as a girl, or would you rather want you to have all decisions on you? Most guys will say, I would rather have those decisions on me. Most girls would say, I would rather my man have to make all the decisions. I don't have to make them. That's the difference, right? And people will then say to me, well, that don't mean it has to be 100-0. The reason it has to be 100-0 is so that you are not being confrontational over stupid and petty things that you don't need to have your input on. That's the reason why. And your man, again, is what I always say, a good man is going to consult with you on situations that he thinks you are going to need your input on. He's going to need your input on. In those cases, it'll go from 100-0 to 90-10. Not because you're entitled to 10%, but because him as your man, him as the leader of your relationship, he said, you know what? I know that my girl is better at finances. Let me say, hey, babe, what do you work in the stock world? What do you think is the best stock to invest in? Okay, let me ask her. Okay, boom, you go from there, and that's it. That's it. That was him giving up the 10% or the 20%, whatever the case might be. But just because a girl makes more money does not mean that she should be the one in charge. And here's again why I say that. Because they are not happy. They're not happy. I don't know situations where a man is happier with his woman paying for everything and he pays for nothing, and she's happy paying for everything and he pays for nothing. I don't really see that very often. A couple weeks ago, I had made which I think is really funny. I said to Melissa, I was like, if you're dating a guy, you should feel comfortable giving him everything you have, right? If you are a strong, independent woman that you feel like, and you went to college, you have a degree, you bought a house by yourself, you have a car by yourself, you make all this money, and you get with a man, you should feel comfortable if he said, listen, I want the house, I want the car, I want the whatever, the money, put it in my account. If you don't feel comfortable giving him that, then you probably shouldn't be with him. And if you put it through that lens, ask yourself, why would you not feel comfortable doing and giving him all of those things? Think about how much trust that woman has in her man to go, I trust him 100% that I'm going to give him all my money that I work for, and then we going to be good. I'm going to still be happy. He going to be happy. The bill's going to be paid. And we going to hit our goals for the year. And I'm not worried about the bills. I don't even see no money. I don't see the bills. I don't see the stress. He sees all of that. I don't got to worry about it. What's the problem? And the last thing I'm going to say about that. People pay for money managers. You will give your money to a bank. You will give your money to a financial advisor and let them do the same thing. But you won't give that to your man. Why are you dating him? You have kids with him too? That's all I'm saying. It's crazy. But so that's what I'm gonna say about that. And then the last thing that's kind of related to that is I do feel like there is a push to make women more independent from men. And I think there's a push to make men less dependable. I think that they are people, whoever they are trying to take away what makes men men, which is why I think there is this term. I think whenever I hear a phrase start to become too common, I think that it was it was a marketing ploy, right? And one of those terms is toxic masculinity. I myself have been guilty of that word. And I kind of started thinking about it, and I'm just like, we might have to bring that back, because men are so far gone from even being somewhat masculine, right? Because every time you do anything a little bit masculine, if you tell your girl, listen, we're not going to the mall. Wow, you are a toxic masculine. Like, I can't believe that you are just so toxic as a man. And you're like, what? Because I'm in charge of my relationship? Wow, you want to be in charge? That's toxic. Something is wrong. You need to, this is what I said on the phone yesterday with the gay guy. You need to figure out why you feel like you should be in charge of your relationship, and you need to address that toxicity or that toxic masculinity. And I'm like, that's a problem. Like, if me wanting to be in charge of the relationship makes me toxic, what would be the alternative? Because 50-50, ain't nobody happy with 50-50. Nobody, because you can't realistically split 50-50. Like, we gonna pay half the bills? Because if I make more and you make more, should I still have to pay half the bills? How does that work? Are we both doing like half of each bill, half of all the bills? If you move into my house, are you gonna pay half of my bills in my house? Like, how are we doing this? If I have a car, are you paying half of my car? Like, how are we doing this quote 50-50 thing? And it's like, are we doing 50% of the chores for the week? So okay, for 3 days I'm gonna do the bathroom, and then the other 3 days you can do the bathroom, and the day in the middle we're gonna split it in half. It's like, really, you can't do 50-50. It's unrealistic. Somebody has to be like, listen, this is what we're doing. Somebody has to be a leader. Somebody has to go, okay, it's the guy, that someone should be the man, because if it's not, it's gonna not really go well. Somebody should say, this is what we're doing, this is the plan that we have, let's go forward with that. Does anybody have any objections? Yes, you do, my fine woman. What is your objection? Okay, that's a good one. Let's go with that. Oh no, we're not doing that. Doesn't make any sense. We're not going with that. That's how it should be handled in relationship. And my challenge to women is this: I would want a woman to go to her man and be like, listen, honey, boo, popsicle stick, you are my man, and I want you to be in charge. So whatever you say to do, I'm gonna do. Just say that. First of all, he's gonna want to fuck the shit out you. That's number one. Off top, he gonna want to fuck you. Honestly, once you say it, you probably gonna want to have sex too. And he gonna be like, you know what? Bet I'm gonna do that. And he will still, at the end of the day, even if you told him you want him to have all the decision and take control of everything, he will be like, you know what, babe, I still want to make sure that you okay. What do you think about this place we're going to? He gonna still do that. I guarantee it. Watch. But that's it for life update. We're going on to episode playback. So when I was talking about girls running game on guys, and I was saying what I think a girl should say, last week. I think a better example would be to say, here's a question to the guy. You can ask, are you against me giving you my number? That's how you ask that question. If you want to run game on a guy, that's the final thing. First, you would give him a compliment, then you would ask for help, and then you would say the third line. You don't need nothing else. That's all you need. Let him take control. But you have to give him the opportunity to lead. Because if you don't, what you're going to get is him having to force himself to lead. Now, do you want that? Maybe you do. I don't know. Would you rather him force it on you, or you rather you be like, you know what? I'm going to willingly submit to you as my man, and we're going to go from there. You could choose which one you want. So, what?
That don't sound too copacetic.
Which one?
Because it's someone that I don't know. But you mean I should willingly submit to this man that I don't know? Like,
why give him your number then? The whole point is for you to. You said what?
I want to get to know.
You want to submit to him. That's what it is. You want to be in submissive position.
No one is gonna take this advice.
And this is why. But this is why women are not happy. Because this is what I'm saying. If you go to a man, right, and you say, "Are you against me giving you my number?" Right, and he's like,
"That's fine. Everything is fine up until you say."
But when you get on the phone with him, listen, I'm telling you, if y'all single, this is what you say to your man or to a guy you're talking to if you want him to be your man. You say, when I am with my man, I am willing to submit to whatever he tells me to do. You say that to a man, he gonna be like, what?
If he's immature, he's gonna tell you to bark like a dog. And
but that y'all be having these imaginary things. That's the equivalent of me being like, you know why I don't have a girlfriend? Because girls cheat. And it's like, sure, bro. Yes, bro. There's a girl that cheated on a guy before. Yes. The majority of girls ain't cheating on you, bro. It ain't that. Either way, I'm telling you. I'm going to say it again in case somebody missed it. Okay, here we go. First, you give a compliment. Okay, I like your beard, I like your smile, something like that. Then you just ask for directions. Ask for, or not for help. You know, if things are going fine and you feel like he's, you know, whatever, you say, hey, are you against me giving you my number? Right? And you go and you listen, let it go from there. And if you want to add some spice on it, when you get on the phone and y'all talking late at night, just slide in there. Whenever I'm with my boyfriend, I will willingly submit to everything he wants me to do. Because he is the man. What? You gonna be trying to fight guys off with a 10-foot pole. I guarantee you will never have no problem finding a boyfriend or a husband or anything. Oh, okay. I was talking about last week about watching too much TV and what it does. And I was saying that I think the issue with TV is that you don't get the full context, right? I don't really feel like you learn from watching TV. The reason why I say that is because you don't see the entire picture. So the example I forgot to bring up last week was people talk about porn as an example, right? You're never going to be able to watch a sex scene or sex really on TV and be able to go, okay, that's how I should be doing it. Because the whole thing does not translate to the actual bedroom. And same thing with kissing. Here's another example, right? You ever tried having sex in the shower? You ever tried that shit? Okay. How cool does that look in the movies? It looks amazing. Ooh, when I get a girl, I'm gonna fuck in the shower just like that. Then you get in the shower, you done slipped, you done sprain your ankle, hit your head on the faucet. Now her hair getting wet, you over there on the floor. It's not that sexy. It's not. Now y'all both hot, you can't breathe, the water only hitting you, she cold. Now y'all gotta switch, the water hitting her, now you cold. Now you got soap here and it's like, y'all taking a bath, y'all washing each other. And then, do y'all have money? Cause what kind of tub are y'all in? Cause where I come from, you ain't no glass on the tub for me to be having the hot steamy sex. It's a curtain and it's a 5x2 and a half tub. Barely fitting 2 grown ass adults in there, especially 2 that's having sex. So it ain't all what it like on TV. That's what I was saying. But the reason I brought that up is because of this. I think everybody who watches TV automatically know. If you ask them, they will say to you, "Of course, I know it's fake. I know it's it's fake." But then ask yourself, if it's fake, right? Have you ever tried doing anything you saw on television? And if so, why would you do it if you know it's fake? The reason for that is because your brain still is going to hold that information in your head. It's not like it goes away and it remembers it is fake. It doesn't remember that. It just goes, I remember that one time I saw they was having sex on TV in the bathroom, in the tub. I'm going to try that. Okay, so this is the last podcast of the year. Okay, some people have been here for longer than others. Earlier in the year, like the first month or so, we had kind of put out our New Year's resolutions, or kind of what we had planned for the year. So what I want to do is, my beautiful, phenomenal, fine ass girlfriend over there. Listen, y'all don't understand what I be doing when these cameras go off. Ooh, shit! You ever been to Chopped?
What?
They'll know. I love Chopped. Now.
Oh, you nasty.
I want you to go up to screen record. I want you to go to last year's video or last year's podcast. I want us to watch us and what we said for our New Year's resolution. I want to see how we were talking, what we were talking about.
You put stuff on your beard to come over here, so.
That's what I'm gonna be here.
Sure.
And you have one face. So okay, Melissa, what are you? Oh my God, let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
What are your?
Do you want me to not care about the podcast?
Sure. What are your New Year goals that you have for 2021?
I did not think about what my goals are prior to coming over here. So, do you want like just one goal? Do you want like top 5?
Just tell me what your plans are for 2021. What do you your plans? What you want to do? What you want to have? Where you want to be at?
For 2021, I really want to. Well, for 2021, I'm excited to start getting Airbnb. I already know how Donovan thinks that I see it. Like it's gonna be La La Land and fun and all that stuff.
Yes.
Nobody asked me this.
I'm gonna add right here. I'm gonna add when we got to Atlanta.
So yeah, starting
to Philadelphia. You were like, ew.
And I want us to make.
That makes sense. That's probably why it was so low.
100,000 per year. No, that's a lot of money. Is that a lot of money? I don't know if that's a lot.
That's not
100,000 is a lot.
I don't know. Do you think it's a lot?
Okay. My goal is to have 2 Airbnb apartments by the end of the year. That's a goal that
we almost did.
I don't know
we
how
almost
much
had
money
3.
it could possibly make it because we haven't started, so I don't really want to put a monetary goal on there. But definitely to have 2 Airbnbs. Another goal of mine would be to read at least 1 book a month.
Oh, I ain't do that shit.
I could do 2 books a month. 2 books a month. What else? Airbnb, 2 books a month. I want to have the clothing Instagram page to have at least 50 posts. So that's 50 items that I want to make for the year next year. 50 clothing items for the whole year. That's what I want to do. That could be for myself, or that could be for other people.
Obviously, I didn't make these goals for myself.
What I want to do. Stick to the diet. I think that's pretty much.
I'm about to put
YouTube. I want to hit at least 1,000 subscribers next year.
We did one.
Things are going. I'd like for us to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of next year. I think that's very possible.
End of what year? 2021?
Next year.
I think it was
when
this
Donovan
year.
re-listens to all of this, we'll have to write these goals down. But yes.
We never
wrote them down.
Okay. So those are Melissa's goals for next year. So for me, I was thinking about this for a while. I want to have $100,000 in our bank account. I don't know how much money we have to make to get that, but I want to have 6 figures in our account. So for a financial goal, that's what I have. and
Technically.
I want to have 2 Airbnbs at the minimum set up and running next year. I want to. Well, just how should I say this? I don't say I want to.
Are you manifesting it?
Yeah. So how would I say that? Would I say?
I will have. You use present tense. No, then not will. I have. I have. To manifest it, you would write it as it.
Okay, I'm going to have 2 Airbnbs. My plan is to have 2 Airbnbs next year by the end of the year running. My plan is to have 2 Airbnbs running by the end of next year. $100,000 in my account in actual cash. I would like to have gotten back in the gym, and got some more muscle on. What else do I want?
I put on weight. It ain't muscle though.
I would like to have done 10 wholesale deals next year. At the minimum is 10 wholesale deals.
Hilarious.
Whether it be JVing or
I did 0.
just myself. 10 deals.
Is this one dead?
What else? Oh, and I want to be monetized on YouTube next year also. I want to be monetized next year on YouTube. And what else am I going to strive for next year? 2 Airbnbs. I want to pay off.
You stopped recording already, right?
Yeah.
All of my debt. I want to do that too.
Did you do that? Did you pay
So
off
those
your
are the
debt?
things that I can think of right now, and then the diet, obviously. Oh, and the last thing that I want to do is I want to grow all of the projects that we have to at least the next level. And the next level would be just being consistent and us posting them and getting them up, because right now we had to take a step back from them because we don't have any money coming in.
Later.
So once we have money coming in,
no
then
money.
we can continue to grow the project like Melissa talked about, with the clothing, with her music, with the food page, with the fitness page, with sports, with the podcast itself.
Were you still working out during this time?
And just things like that, and obviously post everything on YouTube. So that's what we have for that, and that's like updating. What?
I also want to travel. I want us to travel.
But did COVID happen?
Sometime next year, if it's possible.
To where? Like to another state? You travel to Atlanta? Does that count?
No, out of the country.
You want to leave the country during the pandemic?
Okay,
You care about the pandemic?
I don't care about the pandemic, but I mean, I feel like, where are you trying to go? To Mexico?
We don't know if it's going to be
Tallulah?
open next
Is
year.
it Tallulah? That's what you're saying? That's what they be going to?
Tulum.
Yeah, Tulum.
But we don't know if anything is open next year, and if it's possible, I would love for us to go.
Are you getting vaccinated?
Nothing's open, Melissa.
Oh, that's the end.
So that's what we put out. So we put it out there for the last episode of this last episode this year. That's our plan. I might put at the end maybe. Nah, I'll put it right there.
What was it, man?
You press play to see what happens if anything will come up.
So how much time? Where we at?
We are at.
Damn, dog, you skinny. Look at
Bruh.
your beard, your hair. Look at
Bruh.
That's a long time.
I don't know if you look older now or then.
You think I'm older than?
So, all right, now episode playback.
Like you look like a skinny old man.
Oh.
Like from Dragon Ball Z, like the.
Oh Lord.
He look like Lucy.
I can see
Look
that.
on the screen.
That's
He look
funny.
like Lucy.
That's actually hilarious. And I feel like the hair matches the crown he had, or the helmet he had.
Okay, so.
Okay, so okay, put these back on. So as y'all saw, we came up short on like 99% of the goals except the YouTube goal, and even with that one, I think Melissa went to 5,000 subscribers.
I think that was a.
You said for next year. That was 2020. So, we might be, listen, at the end of the day, what I've noticed in my life is we usually get what I usually get what I want, just not when I want it. But in terms of going off of that per se, we definitely missed a lot of them, as y'all saw. But with all of that we missed, I would say that this year was a crazy year, because you can't say we ain't tried. Like, we definitely tried, and we had 3 Airbnbs, but I said up and running, so technically we didn't even get that one. We had 3 under contract, didn't work out. So there's that. We bought a house which wasn't on there, which is kind of cool, so that's being renovated. We got all subscribers, 1,500 right now. We're monetized, making okay money.
got a car.
We got a car. Forgot that. We got kids.
Donovan got his real estate license.
I got my real estate license. Melissa has her appraisal license. Yeah.
What else did we do? We accomplished a lot this year. I started a candle company. Donovan did the basketball tournaments this year.
No, I didn't.
It wasn't this year.
No. There was no.
Oh, you're right. Dang, I feel like time is flying now. Okay. Let's see what else happened this year. I became a production assistant. So that's a whole line of work that I can now do that it wasn't a thing before.
Started Turo.
Just what else? Honestly, the house is such a big like it's
burden.
One thing.
Yeah.
Not even a burden. Just like that was a big achievement. It's one bullet point, but all the things we had to do to get the house, to secure the funding
and maintain the house.
We had to run out in the middle of the week, randomly rent a car. I think it was our first time driving pretty much together.
Yeah.
Rent a car, go to New Jersey, go to Pennsylvania to file documents just to get the house to close. And we had to go back to New Jersey because we filed the wrong papers.
To
Pennsylvania to file because we filed the wrong papers the next day. It's just like that's such a huge accomplishment. More than just getting a house.
Right.
Donovan secured tens of thousands of dollars in funding for the house to even get.
But that shit should have been done months ago. But like I said, we didn't get it when we wanted it, but we are going to get it. We
are 700 episodes into One Piece.
Bruh, that right, exactly. That is a huge accomplishment. That's a big one there. And like I said, I'm trying to get this deal with wholesaling and whatnot. And shout out to Melissa because I'm on the list. It said JV. Right. So she hit me up, was like, yo, listen, if I find a deal, you can be acquisition manager. You do the contract, get them signed, everything, boom, 50-50. I'm like, I bet. So, like I said, I did say JV deals, so it might just be a little bit late. Things happen. I can't force the time. I can just put out what I want and try and do it. But here's what I like to say too. This is my thing. As much as I may think I do, or somebody else may think I do, or I may think I do, I know I'm not doing enough. Because I know there are days that I can be doing more and I don't on those days. So I can never say that I'm surprised I didn't get what I want if I didn't do every single thing I set out to do that day. That's how I look at it. So if, when I wake up in the morning, right? I try and have a planner, right? I try and write out my thing for the day. I can't expect me to hit my yearly goals if I'm not hitting my daily goals. It's like if I'm doing 40% of my daily goals, how am I going to have 100% of my yearly goals? It's not going to work. It's mathematically not going to add up. And I'm at the bare minimum, I'm not even giving myself the best chance to do it because I may hit my 100% goal for the day every day, but still not hit my yearly goal. But if I'm only doing 40% of my daily goal, I'm even further from hitting my yearly goal. So, like I said, I can never say I'm surprised by not accomplishing what I want to accomplish, but that just means to me there's more room for improvement. If I did every single thing on my daily list every day and I still didn't get what I wanted to get for the end of the year, I feel like that would be more problematic than anything else. But that could be an excuse, but that's how I feel. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to keep trying to hit those daily goals. Maybe that'll be my goals for the year. I'm gonna try that. Okay, so now we gonna get anything you wanna add? No. So now what we're gonna get into is 2022. Okay, what do we have planned for 2022? Okay, babe, you wanna let you go first. Let me slide the mic over to you.
I can learn from last year's mistakes. Yes. You blocking my whole face. That
sounds good. That sounds how it's supposed to be.
I'll talk louder. I want them to see me while I'm giving my. Okay. So for me, damn, I'm kind of upset that I didn't know that reading was a goal for me, because I would have tried harder to hit it. So I might recycle that one and make sure that can you pass my planner, because I might have to write these down.
Bro, I feel you. Me too. Every day, I'm gonna have on my to-do list. I'm gonna have what my yearly goal was at the bottom.
Right. Oh, and so
I'm gonna buy me a planner. I need a planner. I want a planner. I'm getting a planner.
So yeah, I was about to say.
I want a planner now.
I love my planner so much. This has really been such. I think I started using this maybe last year, and as soon as it like ran out, I got a new one. This is from Day Designer. Obviously not sponsored or whatever, but I love this planner. Like, I bought a new one as soon as I saw my other planner was ended. And the reason why I like this is because it's a daily and weekly calendar. So it has like a month section, so I can plan on my whole month. I'll be using this. I track how many subscribers we get every single day. And then it has like a daily section with like my schedule for today. It has my to-dos, my top 3, which I never use, which would probably be helpful. So like whatever I think is the most important things for me to do today, that would be my top 3, my other to-dos, and then also notes. So like if I have to make a phone call or something like that, I could just write it down.
That's a daily to-do?
Yeah.
Why don't I have that? I don't have a checklist too?
Yeah.
I gotta draw my squares every day. Listen, this is crazy. I literally draw my squares every day and check them off. You tell me they have planners that have squares in them? I'm about to buy a planner right now. You know what? That's also one of my to-do. Oh, hold on, I can't hear. That's also one of my to-dos, is to try and buy things when I need to buy them instead of procrastinating. But let me show you. This is my planner. Let me see.
It's okay. I started off from there, and then I saw this in Target, and I was like, wow, this feels better to me.
Okay, so this is how I could probably see it here, right? I gotta draw the squares on mine, so that's how it looks, right? But yeah, what about planner right now?
But I think I honestly only think that this works once you start with the book method. That's what I personally think, because they used to give me planners like this in high school. I never did homework, never knew when any of my assignments was due. But I think because I started off like, you know how Donovan started off, like just writing a list and checking it off. Once you kind of get in the mood of that, it's kind of like, damn, I want something that's more precise, or just kind of more. Ooh, that's 2 leads.
That's 2 leads today, guys.
Wow. So, I'm saying all this today. Oh, and it has like a monthly to do. I just love it so much. I write down how much we make on YouTube each month, how much we make on Turo, how much I've made with my candles. I write that at the top of each month. So, I'm just saying this to say that having a planner is really bomb, and I recommend it for everybody. So, is there a pen over there? Because I really do want it right now.
It's behind. It's one over there.
Okay.
You gotta find me a nice planner.
So I started my candle company this year, Ember Candle Co. And I'm doing my first craft fair January 8th and 9th. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. I would like to do at least 1 craft fair a month. It's an academic, but I think you should let me look for the planner, me personally.
Why is it?
Because the planner is very specific, and I know that because I struggle to find my planner. And my planner is a specific kind of planner that I ordered specifically from the company because Target no longer, like, it was a whole thing. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I had to learn the hard way that it's not you can't just buy any planner and it's gonna be this planner. Like, this planner is like fire. Like I said, I could probably buy you a planner like mine and then make it more manly.
I want to buy it right now because I want to start off. This is what I say. I want to be able to get it now. Because if I don't get it now, I don't know when I'm gonna get it. Something's gonna come up. I'm not gonna want to get it. So
like I said, let me handle it.
When are you gonna?
I will handle it today.
But you're editing the video today.
It's fine. I'll handle it.
Okay, fine.
Okay, cool. So, to do, handle, planner, 1 craft fair per month. I already am technically an appraiser. I don't really know what milestones I would have to have for that, so I would have to look into that. Well, I can't say I'm technically an appraiser. It doesn't matter. That's one of the, real estate is something. I'm trying to think. Well, I'm gonna start off.
Yeah, I kind of want kids. I want 2 Airbnbs. You know, let's try for that again. I want to get another car for Turo. I want to get at least 2 more cars for Turo. So that should bring us for a total of 3 cars for Turo. For YouTube goals. I want to hit 10,000 subscribers this year. Because it really makes me sad that Donovan made the next lock on our YouTube channel, the freaking 10,000, because it's like, damn, like that's so far. But if I'm posting things the way I'm supposed to and doing things the way I'm supposed to, it shouldn't be that far. Honestly, I don't want to redo too many things. I need to edit more videos, honestly, for YouTube. I should have probably 2 videos edited a week. Which sounds crazy to me to say, but if I do it, I'll do it. So 2 videos per week for YouTube. Let me see. Read 2 books, 1 craft fair a month, 2 Airbnbs, 2 more cars for Turo, 10,000 subscribers, 2 videos per week, and bruh, I want to have at least 1,000 followers on the candle page, on my candle Instagram, and Burr Candle Co. If you guys want to check it out, I want to have 1,000 followers. And when I say that, yes, I want to have 1,000 followers, and I would like to expand my candle company. I have a lot of goals for my candle company. So, because I want it to not only just be candles, so more things kind of surrounding that. Pretty much, I want it to be a profitable business. I want to make $25,000 for the year from my candle company. And those are my goals. I'll leave it off at there, because if I keep going, I'm going to find more goals. And I think it's kind of crazy because watching myself think of goals last year was very hard for me. Like, watching myself look at goals, like trying to figure out the goal. I'm like,
You're saying it was watching yourself was hard, or it was hard for you to think about it?
It was hard for me to. It seemed like from watching the video right now, it seemed like it was hard for me to come up with those goals. Okay. So I don't think it was that hard for me to come up with goals right now. I'm like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this.
Okay, got you. All right, that's good. Like I said, I think if you compare that to the first video.
Oh Lord,
my favorite video to watch.
I hate that video.
Okay, so now my turn for the goals. Okay, I am disappointed in how I feel like I did not achieve a lot of those goals. So I'm gonna get this planner. Okay, I have a lot of goals for the year 2022. Very high expectation for myself. All right, here we go. This is the last segment on the podcast.
I'll write down Donovan's goals.
Okay, here we go. You got a long list? This is for 2022? How many years is this?
Oh, so this is technically an academic calendar. So it goes from July to May.
Oh, okay. All right. So okay, here we go. I want 10 Airbnbs, 15 cars on Turo.
Make my goals like chump change.
I want 10 wholesale deals. No. Yes. So do 10. I feel like 10. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I want at least 10. I feel like I can do more than 10. I want at least 10. Okay.
JV included.
Yes, JV included. Move to Atlanta.
That's a given. That's why it's not even a goal.
But listen, you got it. You never know. You gotta just put on there.
Nope.
What you mean?
There's no you never. We moving. It's not a goal. It's happening.
Listen, I gotta get my points. I can get my points. Okay, so we gotta move to Atlanta so I can check it off at the end of the year. I can be like, we moved. We're here. So there's one.
It's like saying you going to the bathroom. Oh, check it off.
Exactly. Listen, sometimes you gotta get the small wins first. So you write it down. Mm-hmm. Okay, move to Atlanta. Complete the house / refinance. These are my two for the year. Okay. Gross over $100,000 for the year. What?
I just think it's so funny that was our goal for last year, and we didn't have no income at all.
Oh,
like now we have income from Turo and income from YouTube.
I forgot about YouTube. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So YouTube, I want to have. I think 10,000 subscribers is a good number too. I think we could do 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's another one. Oh, get back in the gym. Reading one book a month seems like a lot. I'm gonna put on there. All right, how about this? No. I'm gonna read 12 books next year, so it'll average out to 12 to one book a month. Okay. Whew, I feel like my heart beating fast. So asking for a lot. Okay, what else?
Right.
I have the weight room on there. I gotta go to the gym. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, either buy a house or get an apartment in Atlanta, like a 3-bedroom. Yeah.
Like 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, or a house. Okay, and
any monetary goals?
I have 100,000. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't really care if I care about that much. Oh, and I want to buy 3 properties. Yeah.
This is an investment properties.
Yeah. I
ain't gonna let you buy a house for us and say it's
So okay, we got 3 investment properties, and I think that's it. I know I'm forgetting some, but I think that's it. Yeah, I think.
So should I read off both our goals or?
Yeah, you can run it. You can run it back.
So just gonna run it back. One more time.
Okay, these are my goals for 2022.
Donovan's goals for 2022 are 10 Airbnbs, 15 cars for Turo, 10 wholesale deals, joint ventures included, move to Atlanta, complete the house and it being refinanced. That's one goal. So I'm gonna hold you to both. You would like to gross 100,000 for the year. Oh, over 100,000 for the year. So if you get less than 100,000, I don't know if you pass it.
I did.
10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Gym, read 12 books for the year. Buy a house or a 3-bedroom apartment in Atlanta for us to live in. And then also buy 3 investment properties.
Are the books on there?
Yes, 12 books.
Okay.
That's Donovan's goal for 2022. Melissa's goals. My goals are to read 2 books a month, to do 1 craft fair per month, for us to have 2 Airbnbs, to have more than 2 cars on Turo, so at least 3 total, to have 10,000 subscribers. For me to edit 2 videos a week, I'm scared of that one.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's wild.
I know, right? But I'm gonna have to try. Because one thing about goals, I feel like that one is not about necessarily me hitting it, but me being more intentional about me editing.
Oh, okay. So
but I'm gonna try and hit it though.
That means you're gonna do 104 videos next year by yourself. A lot of videos.
I'm gonna do one video a year. I want 1 video
a week.
Yeah. I don't know why you're saying it like that though, because remember that's what I had to do. I had to do 3 videos a week before we started YouTube. Like
yeah.
So it's like when you put it into perspective.
That's different though. That was like to get ready for it. That wasn't like for the whole year.
Okay. Sure. Listen. It's easier for me. 1 video a week. I ain't complaining. I would like to get 1,000 followers for the Ember Candle Co. Instagram, and I would like to make $25,000 from just the candle business alone.
Okay. All right. So that is the what we have for the Bamboo Project. That is our plans for 2022. So I am going to have a planner. I will show you guys the planner that we purchased next week, because I am going to hold myself accountable. That's what I need to do, because I am like, I looked at I'm like, you only hit 1 of those goals. I'm like, and that's another thing too. I had a lot of goals that weren't on my list of goals, and I'm like, And honestly, you know what's crazy?
We haven't used that in forever.
Yeah, facts. I would have to check what my goals were or what I talked about on the video called "What is the Bamboo Project?" If a lot of the things that we wanted were in that video that we got this year. So I'll have to check that. But this is the end of the podcast. You can find all the behind the scenes content on our social medias. Mine is Donovan Gray, DONIVANGRAY, and you have my phenomenal, beautiful, amazing girlfriend, Anita Byrne, ANETABURN. Okay, you know what it is. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2021. We made it through the whole year. Okay, so you already know the slogan was hashtag Bamboo Project 2021. We going up all year. You know the vibes. All right, 2022. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2022 is gonna be a movie. That's what it's gonna be, a movie. I'm telling you. Hashtag Bamboo Project 2022 be making the movie. Okay? And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.